Solo Star Wars Story is another fan service written product from the Disney line of Star Wars movies. If you were ever wondering about all the iconic moments in Han Solo's life before he met Luke in that cantina, this movie thankfully shoves them all in a 2-hour space. So there's absolutely no more mystery left with the cool Han Solo that you meet in episode 4. If you're wondering how Chewbacca and Han met, how Han got his iconic blaster, how Lando's friendship with Han began and ended, how Han got the Millennium Falcon, how Han made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, they're all shoved into this 2-hour plus product. Thanks, Disney. They gave him an origin story for his stupid name. Spoilers, he gets recruited into the Empire, and the Empire dude at the recruiting station's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And Han's like, "Han." He's like, "Oh, you're alone? You don't have a last name?" Han's like, "No." So the Imperial guy's like, I'm gonna name you Solo because you're alone. That's the level of dumb, over-explaining crap in this movie. Why couldn't that just have been his name? Why couldn't he have just gotten his blaster from Space Walmart? Why do you need to explain all these little inconsequential details? This movie is somehow more unnecessary than Rogue One was. Everything that happens in this movie is so predictable, even not knowing where Han ends up in 40 years, but it's predictable on its own in this generic, boring storyline. This also felt like a Disney product through and through with the characterization of Han. Han, where we meet him in the original trilogy, is cynical, jaded, out for himself, only out for the money. But Disney can't end this movie with a dark anti-hero Han just going out on his own with Chewbacca. So Han, of course, has to be the hero. He has to help the little guy. He has to help fund a rebellion, but he'll still claim he's not a hero, even though every action he takes is heroic. The characterization of Han is not the fault of Alden Ehrenreich, the guy who plays young Han Solo. He actually does a really good job of being young Han Solo. He's not trying to evoke Harrison Ford really in the way he talks or even the way he looks, but it's in his voice cadence, his walk, his mannerisms, the way he's cocky. Even in his interactions with Chewbacca, Alden Ehrenreich was really good. Donald Glover as Lando also did very well in capturing Billy D. Williams' essence. The voice he uses goes in and out, but he captures the charm and coolness that Lando has. The other characters in this movie aren't great, they're mostly stock characters, especially Woody Harrelson as Han's mentor and Emilia Clarke as Han's love interest. The movie feels so fast-paced, we gotta get through 3 years of this guy's life just so he can get to Tatooine and meet Luke. But within it, there's actually some cool moments in this movie, cool action, some okay acting. This movie probably has the best action in any of the Star Wars movies, especially that train heist. But the heart of the movie for me was Han and Chewie's growing friendship, how they meet. I think they did an excellent job establishing the friendship and establishing why these guys would end up being friends, partners for 30 years. They also made Chewie feel like an actual character and not just a prop like the sequel trilogy does. Of course, there's a ton of fan service crap in this movie, just like with Rogue One, just like with The Force Awakens. I'm just gonna list a few I remember. Aurra Sing, Bossk, Tatooine, Felucia, Dathomir, the Imperial March, this guy from Rogue One, Kashyyyk, lightsaber, Scarif, a cameo from a guy who has absolutely no business being there, and of course a reference to the iconic "I Know" scene from Empire Strikes Back and a Han shoots first moment. I will give them credit. Thankfully no R2-D2 and C-3PO, even though I'm sure they tried their damnedest. So this movie is of course a mixed bag for me, though that's a lot better than I was expecting considering the terrible production. But Ron Howard somehow managed to cobble together something I would at least call competent, kind of boring, badly paced, and generic, but competent on a film level. I think Star Wars fans will like it, and everybody else won't care, though I'm sure some Star Wars fans will not care anyway, just like me. But the movie isn't terrible, and I don't think it'll be the death of Star Wars like some people are predicting. That movie already happened. It was called Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Bye. Like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm loving clouds, hitting my head to the sky. I'm solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright.